Welcome to English 102. This semester, we will primarily focus on the research process, paying careful attention to research techniques, library basics, source gathering and evaluating, and the overall writing process. This class will involve a series of steps designed to help you choose a topic, establish an argument, summarize source material, and synthesize the voices of others with your own. Each assignment is designed to get you a closer step to the major project of the end of the semester, which is the argumentative research essay. By the end of the semester, you will have the tools you need to complete the research process in future essays, your field of expertise, and in your personal life. Let's get started. I'm looking forward to a great semester. Okay, first let's take a look at the learning outcomes for the week. Learning outcomes give detailed descriptions of essential learning that will be achieved through specific assignments, and these outcomes will help measure your success in mastering course content. First thing for this week is you want to understand the basic components of the course by reviewing D2L and the syllabus. You want to get to know your classmates by participating in online discussions, in an initial post, and in at least 2 responses to classmates. You want to produce a writing sample based on video clips provided, and that is only for the fall and spring semester. You want to be familiar with the research paper and research proposal assignment so you know where you're heading. You want to obtain an ECC library card by registering with the library. You want to articulate a list of potential argumentative research topics by participating in the online discussion that's assigned. And then you also want to start to map out your research plan for this semester. The readings for the week will come from the Norton Field Guide and the They Say, I Say textbook. For the Norton Field Guide, you're going to read Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 4, and Chapter 6, and these are all very short and brief chapters. And then also Chapter 43 on developing a research plan. For They Say, I Say, you're going to read the introduction, which talks about entering the conversation. Additional materials will vary from week to week, depending on the learning outcomes. Some weeks there will be handouts and optional worksheets, and other weeks there will be links to videos and tutorials. Upcoming assignments will also be posted in this section, and some of these assignments will be due the following week, while others will take several weeks to complete. Please review this content carefully. Okay, we've got a link to the syllabus, a link to the argumentative research essay, a link to the research proposal assignment, and finally a link to the research plan worksheet, which is optional. So let's take a quick look at the syllabus. If you click on the syllabus, you'll have all the course information that you need. Here's some instructor information with an extra link to additional information about me. We have the course description, catalog description, prerequisites, a list of outcomes and objectives, and then links to various course information. So you can see what you need to know and to understand to complete the course. So there's a list of technical competencies, assignment policies, discussion board, instructions and prompts, instructions on how to use the lockers, course policies, and our statement of plagiarism. And then below there is a brief outline of the course schedule by week, and it includes the dates for each week, and as well as the planned topics for the week. So you can scroll through there and kind of get an overview. And as you can see, I've got a couple things yet that I need to add. Okay, let's go back. All right, the argumentative research essay is here, and you can review this assignment as well. You can see that there are always links to other assignments and pages within the web page that are within the site that are relevant, so you want to make sure you look through those materials as well. The research essay you want to know about because that's the end goal of the course. So once you have an understanding of what is going to be expected, every assignment is going to be framed around meeting the goal. The first major assignment of the course is the research proposal, so you want to make sure that you understand what information you need to gather for this proposal. So you can read through this assignment and then you'll turn it in to the Dropbox. And then the research plan worksheet. This is an optional worksheet that that can help you map out your research plan. It is not something that you need to turn in, but it is something that you may find helpful in getting started with the course. Okay. Now for the assignments, each week there will be a series of assignments due. Some will involve class discussion on the forums, while others will involve assignments that you turn in directly to the instructor. Assignments are expected to be turned in on time unless you contact me to arrange for an extension. I'm happy to give you one whenever possible, but I need the communication lines to be open. Then you'll click on the links below to go to this week's assignment checklist, and each task can be checked off weekly when completed. So, due Wednesday of the first week is your initial post for the discussion boards, and then the Friday of the first week, responses to classmates, and that's a minimum of 2 responses for every discussion. You'll do your initial post for discussion 2. And then there is a They Say One assignment, which you can click on here for the instructions. I don't know why you have to scroll up so much, but you'll see that there's a brief introduction to the assignment and then instructions, and then you can either turn it in through this link or under all assignments there will always be the assignment link for the instructions, and then the Dropbox link, which will take you directly to the Dropbox where you'll turn it in when you're done. And there it is. There's also a rubric that will be available for you to look at the criteria by which I'm going to be grading the assignments, so you're always fully aware of how your success will be measured in each assignment. And then, of course, you'll want to get your ECC library card by next week. And then your checklist is right here for the week. The checklists are pretty simple. It's just got the major points listed, like explore D2L, do your Norton textbook readings, They Say readings, review the assignment review section, if you want to complete the research plan worksheet. And then of course the assignments are listed here as well, along with their specific due dates. So as you go through, you can see I already have my ECC library card. As you check things off, it'll also say when it's completed so that you can have a record of when you completed things, and it'll just help you keep track of that stuff. Okay, so that is the checklist. And then plan ahead. Next week's topic is going to be research topics. So the plan here with that research discussion board is to help you generate some ideas for yourself, but also to see what other people in the class are considering. That might help you narrow your focus as well. The major assignment due next week will be the research proposal. We'll also brainstorm potential research topics and get a working knowledge on your subject by looking it up on Wikipedia. And we're going to talk a lot about Wikipedia week 3, but just a brief overview of my how I think you can use Wikipedia in the class. It's a good place to get a working knowledge of your topic. However, it is not an acceptable source to be cited in your paper. Anything that you find on a Wikipedia page, you should be able to find in another source. And so your task would then be to find that information in a more concrete published source to enhance your credibility. A lot of people don't trust Wikipedia. I think it is a great place to get started, but you got to take everything from Wikipedia with a grain of salt. So that's all I'll say about Wikipedia to start with. Now, when you want to navigate through the course, you see this little link here. If you click here, you'll see that these are all the pages that we went to for this week one assignment, for this week one content. But when you're ready to go to week 2, you're just going to click here and you can easily navigate through the whole course. So if you're like, okay, where was this assignment? I need to turn in the proposal. You can kind of click through here and look for the proposal assignment. If you don't remember, it's under week 1 content. So there it is right there. So I hope that this first week goes well for you, and I'm looking forward to a great semester.